Sometimes the best camping trips are last-minute decisions. The benefit of mounting your gear to your truck is that when inspiration hits, at the drop of a hat and a stop at a Harps, you can be in the woods. And that's just what happened this weekend. On a Saturday afternoon, my firstborn said, "Dad, let's go camping." I know she may not always want to spend her weekends like this, so I'm doing my best to eat it up every chance I get. Me and you, we've been on lots of camping trips, but we were just talking about this.
Yeah, we were.
This is one of the first that we are getting out and we're not going to meet up with anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
We've gone somewhere where it's me and you, but we've always met up with someone.
Right.
And it's never been just us. So.
Yeah. And we don't really have an agenda for this one. It was just the weather was too good not to get out.
Yeah.
It's August and it's like 80 degrees. Which
the low is like in the 60s.
Yeah.
So.
Gotta get out. So we, just the two of us, figured we'd make it a little. We were talking the other day how we hadn't done a dad-daughter date in a while.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, what are we doing? We gonna go to a movie? We can go get dinner? What are we doing?
And I said, well, how about we go camping?
Heck yes. That's my girl. Just pulled into a campsite real quick. One that I have never checked out. And it's a cool little spot, but we noticed something. I'm gonna show you guys this. This is not what you wanna do. You don't wanna leave a fire where it still is smoking, if you can help it. If you do come across a campfire that's still smoking and you got some water to spare.
We have a lot of extra water, so.
Yeah. Just dump it on there. That'll just help put it out a little bit faster.
Yeah.
I will also say, I've done this plenty of times. Left smoldering fires that were still smoking in campsites, and it was just ignorance. I just didn't know that you weren't supposed to do that. Obviously, I knew you didn't want flames, but I didn't know smoking, still hot ashes and embers, you want to have those completely out. So the reason that I'm making this is maybe you don't know that too. And if you're in that boat now, just dump some water on it before you leave camp. This is a really cool little campsite though. Right here off the road, not super far. You can see that's the road just back over there. But it's nice. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't camp here. And right down over here is where the creek runs. So you have access to water and it's cool. I like it. But I think we can do better. Let's keep going. I'm driving down the road and I saw some interesting looking rocks. So I pulled off on this little trail and check this out. This really cool looking rock wall right here. And then over here, there's like a foundation to something, but that's not the coolest part of this. Let me show you this. Not the type of place that you want to accept free candy from. So it looks like over in the corner, someone has used some rocks to set up as some sort of shelter. I have no idea what this was. If any of you guys know what this is, definitely let me know. Put it down in the comments below. We have these holes on the top, window on that side. Maybe it was like a smokehouse. I honestly am just making stuff up. I have no idea. I've never been on this particular trail in the Ozarks, so maybe you guys have seen this, and definitely let me know down in the comments below if you know what this is. Would I camp in here? No. That's pretty spooky, but not too bad when the sun hasn't set yet. All right, let's continue on. Okay, so we found this little camp spot, and it's pretty nice. It's big and open. You can see over here. You could definitely get a bunch of rigs in here I've marked it, this location. So if you're one of my members, you can get access to that. It's got a cool fire pit over here. Let me show you. Those big rocks, that's pretty cool. And it seems like it's relatively well kept. So this would definitely be a cool spot. And we talked about it. The only reason why we're not gonna stay here is
Starlink. It's kind of
the traditional issue in the Ozarks. If you're trying to get reception, which I have a work call, and then I'm doing a personal call tonight if I can get Starlink up and running. And so I was hoping to have coverage, and this is just not a great spot for that. So definitely a cool campsite though.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep moving. After marking a few more campsites in OnX, we made our way to a spot we affectionately refer to as Bear Camp. This trip has me reflecting back on the birth of what is now my favorite sassy 10-year-old. Your first child is in a unique position. I've heard it said that you parent your second born on, but you really grow up with your first. And that's definitely true for me. For Lennon, she got our first of many things. Her first bike, clothes, toys. I mean, it has its benefit being first. You're not in line for the hand-me-downs and you get all that attention, but she also got our first mistakes, our trial and error, and a lot of growing up that I especially still needed to do. I look back on those early years with both happiness and regret. Maybe you resonate with that too. And here's the truth. Parenting is only hard for good parents. If you show up, care, make amends when needed, and just love on them a lot, it all tends to sort itself out. Lennon.
Yeah.
You are about to make us dinner. So let me get what's on the menu for tonight. In summertime, I go sandwiches or freeze-dried. These are by Mamoo's Camp Kitchen. Best freeze-dried meals on the market. Information.
I've never tried them. I'm excited.
Yes, information in the description down below.
So you are gonna have the chicken and sausage jambalaya.
Yep.
And then I am gonna have the cheesy chicken spaghetti.
Flame up. Good job. Perfection. She's a pro.
We boiled the water, and then we put half of it in each of these.
That's right.
And now we're gonna leave it for 10 minutes.
That's right. Easy breezy.
done.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Cover girl. While that is
Going.
yeah,
Whatever.
cooking.
Doing its thing.
We are, even though it's not insanely hot tonight,
Yeah.
we are going to do something to make it a little bit more comfortable. So let me grab my Mighty Devos. Something that I figured out just a few weeks ago that I love is these extrusion access gates make for a perfect shelf, bedside table, if you will. That one's in rice. All right, dinner is complete, and that noise that you hear is the zero breeze blasting in right here on my head, which feels amazing. Yep, she's picking a movie on her iPad, and then that's gonna go right up there. So, you know, just movie night on the roof of my truck in the middle of nowhere. This is why I love this stuff. Well, good morning. If I look soaking wet, it's because I'm soaking wet. Woke up, slept great last night, nice and cool, and then a little rain started trickling in, and I did not check the forecast. When the rain didn't let up for a little while, I got on the radar and took a look, and it looked like we were going to have a small break in the rain, which is what's going on right now. It's just lightly drizzling. Before we get stuck in a couple hours of major thunderstorm. So I decided to go ahead and get up and try to get everything packed up while it was still raining. That's not obviously my first choice, but it's better than being landlocked in a thunderstorm up in a tent. So didn't expect to get this wet. It's like I basically jumped in a swimming pool, and my other clothes that I had brought were hanging outside of the tent, unfortunately, which means they are soaked as well. So I'm rocking a soaking t-shirt and a pair of soaking boxers, but we're all packed up. Everything's going to have to be reopened as soon as we get back home to let it dry out. But that's just how these mornings go sometimes. We had brought a little yogurt. I'm going to do some Greek yogurt and fruit. Nothing super complicated. Make some coffee. But that ain't going to happen this morning. So we're going to hit the road. This is an August day, and I've got my heater on. I don't think that's ever happened before, but I'm freezing cold right now. So the heat on in the truck in August. Pretty crazy. Okay, we are warm and dry back here at the house. This is actually the next day, and I wanted to wrap up this video real quickly by showing you how I route plan a trip like this in Onyx Offroad. So I've got it up on my desktop right here in front of me. I'm gonna go over to my tools, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the route builder, and then we're gonna start up here in Combs. So we came down past the Mill Creek area, and you can see right here, this is the first waypoint that I saved. This was that campsite that we stayed at, or that we stopped to put the smoldering fire out at. So that's marked here. And then on West Fly Gap, we headed west, and we went up here to Potato Knob Road. We followed this on down, and then you can see right here is the next waypoint that I saved, the Smokehouse Spooky Ruins deal. So that was right there. Keep going down past the scenic area. And then this was one of the campsites that we marked that was good, but not great for Starlink. And then we came down here to Shores Lake Road. Now, we actually went on west past Shores Lake to check some campgrounds out that way, but they were all taken, so we ended up venturing back. And this here, actually at this point right here on this 1514 road, I actually ran into some people that are subscribers of the channel. That was really cool. Got to chat with them for a little bit. And then we went on around to this spot right here, and this is where the bear camp is, right here on this ridge. So that's where we camped for the night, and then woke up the next morning in the rain, ventured our way back down here, headed east on Shores Lake Road to 1512. And then 1512 is what we took to go back up north, all the way until we hit back on the trail that we started on. And so I'll come in here and we'll call this the Onyx first route trip. Okay. And then what I would do here is, it's got some cool stuff, like you could change the weight of the line if you want to make it thicker, dotted lines, just how you want it to appear on the map. You know, if you want to do different colors, something like that. And then what I'm going to do is then go store this in my Baker Overland member routes, which I'm in the process right now of transferring all the GPX data that I have over here to Onyx. So you guys will have it here. As well as if you'd already downloaded the GPX files, you already have it. But I'm in the process of actually putting it into making the actual routes on Onyx.
so you'll be able to access those here. And there you go. That's the whole thing. That's how I plan a route in Onyx. It's incredibly simple. You can download this for offline use. Thank you to Onyx for sponsoring the channel. I'm excited to be partnering with you guys. And this is a really great mapping application. I'm really enjoying it so far. Well, that's all for this one. I have been 2 or 3 weeks now fighting this sickness, and I know that I have sounded terrible for a while. I'm almost over it, about to kick it, and then we can get back to normal. I'm ready to sound like a person and not a frog. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you want to watch more content on my channel, you know the deal. You can check out this one right up here or that one right down there. But more importantly, remember, the more you camp, the less steer the aliens abduct.